the culture war is thick down in Florida, and Ron DeSantis, he's going to win re-election. He's running against the plain Jane corporatist Charlie Crist. But Ron DeSantis has now taken his culture war to a new level, and he is just straight up denying American history. Did you see any of the debate between Ron DeSantis and Charlie Crist last night?
I saw a couple outtakes. I'm interested. Okay. I know you guys got the good stuff.
So last night, Ron, Charlie Crist basically hit him on, his fascism, the fact that he won't even promise to serve a full term because he's obviously going to run for president pretty much right away after he gets reelected. But he brought up the critical race theory stuff. Wait till you hear Ron DeSantis's response to the critical race theory stuff. Now he has added to his cap critical native theory. Colin, if we play the first clip.
Yeah, so it actually, if you look around the country, they do have programs, unfortunately, well, they will take a student, look at their race, say, okay, you're white, you're an oppressor. If you're black, you're oppressed. And think about what that does to a 6 or 7-year-old kid. That's wrong. You're seeing that. You have people that are teaching, and actually his running mate has said this in the past, that teaching the United States was built on stolen land. That is inappropriate for our schools. It's not true. And I'm happy that we're going to be able to have accurate history, and we're going to make sure that we honor those who have sacrificed so that we can be free.
Jesus, what a disgraceful pack of shit, man. Holy fuck. Sorry.
Fuck.
Dude is a douchebag extraordinaire and a Seagull right-wing asshole.
First of all, just from a performance standpoint, this guy would get crushed by Trump. If you watch any bit of this debate, he's very awkward. And he was very, very, Charlie Crist is not like, anything that's going to give you like, a tickle. And Ron DeSantis got steamrolled in many cases by Charlie Crist. And in some responses, he was kind of like hemming and hawing. He looked uncomfortable in some responses. Trump would eat him fucking alive on a debate stage. So that's number one. Secondly, you have kids. Are they put in separate rooms? The room he was talking about, oppressors go in this room and the victims go in this room. What? I can't even believe, a lot of Republican voters, I'm sorry, are fucking stupid, but I can't even believe they believe this shit. This is so absurd. Students are not being taught that white kids are not being taught that you're the oppressor. This is not happening at all. If anything, white children are not being taught anything about America's true history. I certainly wasn't in school. I wasn't taught the truth about Americans and the natives, they got together on Thanksgiving and had dinner. It's just made up. And people eat this shit alive because it is just the last trial balloons to white grievance. That's what this is. But secondly, as somebody, I'm not native, obviously, but as somebody who spent a lot of time at Standing Rock, by the way, a lot of Florida land is native and indigenous. It's not true that America was built on stolen land. What grade did you get in U.S. history, Ron DeSantis?
Even the old school conservative history explained that we came and we saw and we took. I was thinking about my old history teacher, like U.S. civics teacher, back in, I guess it was 10th grade. I can never forget her. She had this beautiful, full, big afro back in the 80s, mid 80s. And I remember her talking about the whole, especially the Civil War history and things like that. And she would go by the book. And when she was done afterwards, you could see her going like this. And I didn't really fully understand. And I wasn't prepared to hear, even if she explained. And I think back to myself, how hard it must have been to be her, having to teach this shit history to kids, propagating this lie, this myth about the greatness of the the colonizers, who were just pilgrims, by the way. They were just people coming, looking for a new way of life, and they met these hostile Indians who blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just unbelievable the level of shit our history tells us. So God
Right.
bless them. God bless them.
It's
God
just,
bless their hearts.
it's truly, and you want to know something? The problem with this, and again, I'm not attacking all Republicans. You know, we have some conservative people that watch, tell me they don't agree with me, but they respect my work. So not all Republicans are stupid, but there's a lot of people who then believe what he's saying because it's said as a matter of fact. And Trump has really changed the game in terms of the post-truth society, where if you just repeat the lie, it's the truth. I mean, Herschel Walker, I hate to be graphic. They could have video of him walking in with the woman who they paid for the abortion. He'd say it's doctored and move on. That's not me, right? But I mean, there are just facts. They're just not debatable facts. And the fact is, we kidnapped, raped, murdered, pillaged. I mean, in Florida alone, Manatee, Seminole. There's a whole lot of other areas in Florida that are indigenous. I mean, but if Trump is prosecuted and can't run, I think he is going to be prosecuted. He'll probably still run. But if for whatever reason Trump makes a deal that I won't run, just give me a slap on the wrist for the various crimes, I think that this guy has a chance to win. I really do. I don't think Biden could beat him. I don't think really inflation is going to be that much better by 2024 because it's not really natural inflation. It's as we've spoken about, it's corporate price gouging that the Democratic Party is not going to do anything about because it's their donors gouging. So it's scary because this guy, before you know it, he'll start coining a term for critical native theory. Now, obviously, slap in the face. I mean, Native Americans, their whole existence has been a slap in the face. But it's just disgraceful. Of course, the debate moderators did not push back whatsoever on Ron DeSantis saying that's just not true that America was stolen. And it shows you what a sad sack of shit the Democratic Party is running against this guy. Because you want to know something? DeSantis could be beaten if you had an economically populist candidate who went after him on, hey, while property insurance is through the roof in Florida because it's a big crisis down there, Ron DeSantis gave $600 million to these corporate fat cats. By the way, Ron DeSantis, yeah, he shouldn't be going after Disney because they're for the Don't Say Gay bill. But you want to know how many tax breaks he gave to Disney? Hey, you want to know how Florida has a higher inflation rate than the national average? That's under Ron DeSantis. What's he going to do about it? There are economic ways to attack him, but Charlie Crist, of course, is not going to do that because he's part of the corporate neoliberal status quo.